Hi, I'm Vanessa from speakenglishwithvanessa.com. You watched anything good lately? Let's talk about it. I just finished binge watching reruns of my favorite series, and now I'm looking for an indie feel-good show or maybe some kind of crime docu-series. Do you have any recommendations? If I said this to you, would you go, oh no, well, never fear, because today I'm going to help you speak about movies and TV shows naturally in English. You're going to learn some important questions that you can ask about movies and TV shows, some common vocabulary, you'll also see a little sample conversation, and you will have the chance at the end of this lesson to speak with me about your favorite movies and TV shows. So prepare yourself. Take a deep breath and let's get started with some of the most common questions. But before we do that, like always, I have created a free PDF worksheet for today's lesson. You will get all of the questions, vocabulary, sample sentences, and at the bottom of the worksheet, you can answer Vanessa's challenge question so that you never forget what you've learned. You can download that free PDF worksheet with the link in the description. All right, are you ready for some of the most common questions that you can ask and you might get asked about movies and TV shows? Let's do it. The first common question that you can ask about movies and TV shows is, you've been watching anything good lately? What's happening at the beginning of this question? Is there a question word like, have you been watching anything good lately? No, in casual daily conversation, sometimes we start questions with just you. You feeling okay? You doing anything fun this weekend? You been watching anything good lately? So you can start this question with just you. A similar variation of this question is, what you been watching? What ya been watching? The full version of this question is, what have you been watching? But what have you been becomes what ya been. Whatcha? Because you sometimes changes to cha. There are a lot of reductions for the word you in spoken fast English, so you can say, what you been watching? What you been watching? And someone might say, oh, you know, I haven't really been watching anything lately. I've been too busy. What you been watching? Another common question is, have you been watching? And you can add a TV show that's really popular at the moment. So for example, the TV show Stranger Things is very popular right now. So you might ask, have you been watching Stranger Things? And you're hoping that they'll say yes so that you can chit chat about what's going on. I have a little secret. I hardly ever watch movies or TV shows, so this lesson is very out of my element. It is not my strong suit, but I know that a lot of people love movies and TV shows, so this is for you, not for me. If you're like me and you don't watch much, you might ask this question, is that the one with... And then you can insert anything that you know about that TV show or movie. So you might say, is that the one with Tom Cruise and the fighter jets? Oh, Top Gun. Yeah, that's that movie. Is that the one with, it could be a person. Is that the one with Tom Cruise? It could be some element of the show. Is that the one with fighter jets? Is that the one with the really scary story? Whatever it is, it's anything that you know about it and you're trying to connect with someone. If you don't know anything about the show or the movie that someone is asking about, you can ask, what's the premise? What's the premise? This word premise simply means what's the story about? And it's a common word that we use to talk about the storyline. So if someone asked you, what's the premise of your favorite TV show? Would you be able to explain it quickly? You might say, oh, well, there's this guy and he goes over to another country and he finds some kind of mystery and it's all about him trying to solve it. You need to be able to explain your favorite TV show or movie in this succinct way when someone asks you, oh, I haven't heard of that. What's the premise? Now you can practice. Our final common question about movies and TV shows is, when is the new coming out? When's the new Toy Story coming out? Here you're asking, when will it be released? And that's what this phrasal verb to come out means when we're talking about movies and TV shows. When will the new Toy Story be released? When will the new Toy Story movie come out? Beautiful question to ask. Now let's talk about some common expressions and phrases that you can use to talk about movies and TV shows. Indie. Indie usually means that it is an independently made film. It's not from Hollywood, it's not from a big producer, it's just an independently made film. Maybe it's something about your city or something smaller, but it can be really touching as well. So you might say, Captain Fantastic is one of my favorite indie films of all time. Feel good. It's a feel-good movie. This is pretty self-explanatory, right? It doesn't make you feel stressed. It doesn't make you feel worried. Instead, it makes you feel good. So you might say, my favorite feel-good movie of all time is The Princess Bride. Coming of age. It's a coming of age movie, or it's a coming of age series. Can you imagine what this means? Someone who is a teenager, or maybe like a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 17-year-old, is becoming an adult. So it's the story of them becoming older and more responsible, moving from childhood to adulthood. So you might say one of the most classic American coming-of-age movies is Stand By Me. A docuseries, or you could say it's a documentary, but a docuseries is several in a series, and a documentary is usually just one. But you might say, I watched a really interesting docuseries on the fall of the Roman Empire. It was fantastic. This is the kind of thing I love to watch. To binge watch, or to binge. Originally, this expression means that you drank too much alcohol. They binged and now they're feeling really sick. So they drank too much alcohol. But in the age of movie streaming and TV show streaming, especially starting with Netflix, this term has been turned into watching series after series after series after series at one time. So maybe you don't sleep all night because you binge watched your favorite TV show. You might say, I can't believe it. I just binged the entire series of The Great British Baking Show. It was great, and I watched it all night. Oops. To be really into something. This just means you love it. You're very interested in it, but a cool way to say it is I'm really into something. So you could say, I'm really into murder mysteries these days. Do you have any recommendations? This is definitely not true for me. Those types of things freak me out and scare me too much. I'd rather watch something feel good. A movie buff or a film buff. You could say, my friend is a movie buff, but really for me, I'd rather read the book. Talking about books, this expression is something I often say, the book was better. Have you ever watched something after you read the book and you were so excited and then you felt just disappointed? You might say, you know what, the Harry Potter movies weren't bad, but the books were better. A series finale or a season finale. Did you see the season finale last night? I can't believe how it ended. This is the final episode of a long series. Usually these are highly awaited and people are anticipating it, and hopefully you're not disappointed by the ending. Dubbed or subtitles. I'd rather watch a foreign film with subtitles than listen to it dubbed. I'm curious what's the case in your country when there is a news report or a TV show in English, for example. Do they show subtitles in your native language, or do they dub the voices? When you dub the voices, it means that someone is speaking over top of the original voice and you can't hear it. In my mind, this is such a shame because you really don't get a chance to listen to the original language. And if you're trying to learn English, that is a big bummer. You want to be able to hear English, and if you see the subtitles in your native language, that's okay. But if someone dubs the voice, then you can't hear the original language at all. I'm curious, what's it like in your country? Let me know in the comments. This next phrase is one that my friends say to me a lot. I can't believe you haven't seen The Godfather. It's a great movie. Well, I haven't seen many movies. That is a little secret that's not a secret anymore. I have seen some movies. For example, I have seen The Shawshank Redemption, which is amazing. So if you have not seen The Shawshank Redemption, then I might say to you, I can't believe you haven't seen The Shawshank Redemption. That is a great movie. Highly recommend. If you watch a movie or TV show and you just don't like it, you're not into it, you might say, the ruined it for me. The acting ruined it for me. It was just so awful. The storyline ruined it for me. The premise ruined it for me. Or maybe the last episode just ruined it for me. I can't believe that the season finale was that. It just ruined the whole series for me. Maybe you don't like something because it was hard to follow. It was hard to follow. When I watched the movie Inception, it was hard to follow. I just didn't get it. Maybe my brain is not at that level. It was hard to follow. This means it was difficult to figure out what was going on. And you can even use this expression for anything really that's difficult to understand. So let's imagine that you're sitting in a university lecture and the professor is speaking in English and it's just too fast. You might say, oh man, his English was hard to follow, or that lecture was hard to follow. You just couldn't understand all of the directions that he was taking. It was hard to follow. Our final expression, I don't want to end on a bad note, is a positive one. Let's say you loved the TV show or movie. You might say, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. And you can imagine what this is like if you're on the edge of your seat. Oh, I can't wait. I want to see what's happening. And your body might be a little bit tense. You might be excited. You might be a little fearful to figure out what's going on. But you are on the edge of your seat because whoever wrote this story had it perfectly laid out so that you were excited to figure out what's going to happen. I was on the edge of my seat. Wonderful. All right, now that we've talked about the most common questions and common phrases to talk about movies and TV shows, now I would like to show you a sample conversation between my husband Dan and I where we talk about movies and TV shows and use some of the expressions and questions that you just learned. I want you to listen carefully because after this, it will be your turn. We are going to have a conversation about movies and TV shows. So let's watch this conversation with Dan and then be prepared. It's going to be your turn. Hey Dan, you watched anything good lately?
Oh, hey Vanessa. Yeah, I just started a new show. I like it so much. I binged the whole first season last night.
Oh, it must be good. What's it about?
Well, it's kind of a coming-of-age sci-fi adventure story about friends who discover aliens in their neighborhood.
Oh, I think I've heard of that show. Is that the one with the girl that has superpowers?
Yeah, that's the one. I can't believe you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I read the book and I think the show would just ruin it for me. The book's always better, right?
Well, that's true, but I was on the edge of my seat the whole time.
Oh, well, you want to borrow the book?
Yeah, I'd love to. See you around.
See you later. All right, now it's your turn. Let's imagine that we work in the same office together and we're walking around during our break time. I'm going to ask you a question and we're going to have a little casual chit-chat conversation about movies and TV shows. This is an extremely common casual conversation topic, so I want you to reply to me. If you need to pause this video and go back and repeat this section, please do that. It is a great chance to speak out loud, low pressure, no one needs to listen to you unless you want them to, and you can practice speaking out loud and use what you've just learned. Are you ready? All right, let's go on our break at the office. Hey, I'm thinking about watching a movie this weekend. Do you have any recommendations? Oh, what kind of movie is that? Oh, what's the premise? That sounds great. Thanks for the recommendation. I'm not much of a movie buff, so I always like hearing what other people recommend. Well, thanks so much. See you later. All right, how did you do? I hope that you could gain some confidence to speak about movies and TV shows today, and I want to know in the comments, tell me your favorite movie or TV show in English. Let me know what it is and we can get some recommendations from each other as well, especially me. Maybe I need some recommendations because I don't know what I'm doing with movies and TV shows. Well, thank you so much for learning English with me, and I'll see you again next Friday for a new lesson here on my YouTube channel. Bye! The next step is to download the free PDF worksheet for this lesson. With this free PDF, you will master today's lesson and never forget what you have learned. You can be a confident English speaker. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for a free English lesson every Friday. Bye!